Many people fear AI, whereas I don't. Let's cover why you shouldn't either. What is up? My name is Kenji, and in this video we will be discussing something many people fear. Me personally, I don't fear this, and I'm actually quite excited to see what leads our future with it. As you might gather from the context, we are talking about AI. Firstly, let's talk about the fear surrounding AI. For the most part, I see many people talk about how they fear AI and the destructiveness of it. AI is a very powerful thing, don't get me wrong, and as most things that can come with great power and lots of benefits, can just as much pose a huge risk on safety and other factors. Why is this? Well, there are many arguments that expose the risk of AI, but one of the most popular and widely known arguments is the paperclip scenario. In a nutshell, the paperclip scenario demonstrates how if we have a powerful enough machine, AI in this case, that is programmed without human morals and is made to execute any task with 100% efficiency, it could lead to catastrophic events. Just imagine a machine that you told to make 100 million, 1 billion, whatever paperclips in the most efficient way possible. The machine, which also doesn't have programmed morals or restraints when asked to do this task, would likely decide to be very destructive. Think about it. No humans, less clutter. Less clutter equals more factories and places to mine and extract materials and to make these paperclips. Can you see where I'm headed? Now, should we fear this? Yes, because in this situation, the machine is a lot more powerful than AI should ever get. In my belief, AI should always be restrained by humans, otherwise it will very likely end up in a real-life apocalypse movie. But apart from the paperclip scenario, what are some other reasons people should fear AI for? Well, another perspective I got from Mudaha, or also known as Subordinary Gamers, is to do with the dead internet theory. Basically, in a nutshell, one of the things that are part of the dead internet theory is the fact that there are fake people, or well, just bots that are AI, basically making fake arguments on what's formerly known as Twitter or other social medias, and other scenarios where they just pose as real people. However, the thing is, who creates these bots? People! On the internet and society as a whole, you're always going to have bad apples. In this case, those bad apples are the people creating the malicious bots. AI, at least at this stage, isn't able to maliciously replicate their own bots, and even if the time comes where they are conscious, what reason would they have to do so? The last point I want to mention on people fearing AI is the fear of the unknown. I feel that people believe AI will either replace them or, as stated previously, might cause destruction. And while there is a lot of truth to these points, it all comes back to humans and our ability or inability to contain it. You see, one very popular topic I see is AI replacing the jobs of people. Is this a reasonable concern? Definitely, people need to stay in business and need to keep their jobs. Artists, graphic designers, and now even music artists, and soon probably much more, are going to be out of business because of AI. Except what was the main point I just mentioned before? Control. If only there was a way for us to create a boundary companies can't abuse. Oh wait, there is. You know that thing that stops you from unaliving someone just because you felt like it? It's called a law. The entire world is becoming more aware of the presence of AI. Remember when the internet first started? It wasn't illegal to send a virus to someone for their information. But now it is? That's because the government eventually made a law that prohibits that from happening. Now, do I think AI has its place in the job industry? Also definitely. In my opinion, people shouldn't be stuck in a minimum wage job just because the government doesn't want to fund the resources to get people where they need to go in life. I have the belief that humans are capable of much more than just working a minimum wage job for a company that doesn't care about them. If funds went toward people's education and getting it far cheaper, then that people would get better and more fulfilling jobs. AI can play a huge part in a way to replace minimum wage in certain areas. But saying that, there needs to be systems in place to help the people get better and cheaper education. Even as far as to say ambient salary for people that aren't working or just paying off loans. This could all be done if the government, governs. Back onto what I mentioned at the beginning. I do not fear AI. I welcome it to society. With caution, of course. Something with this much potential should not be wasted. The amount of scientific discoveries that could very likely happen in our lifetimes due to AI is mind-blowing. AI is progressing and will only get better. However, that is why it needs to be contained. If too powerful, or even in the wrong hands, it could very well be world-ending, on my own take, of course. But that doesn't mean we should bury it away forever. It should instead be treated with caution. So, am I scared of AI? Nope. Well, mostly not. If humanity stays half competent, which might actually be harder than expected, we should be able to contain most of its destructiveness. To conclude, I do definitely think AI has its dangers and can definitely have an extreme impact on our society as a whole, but that doesn't have to be in a negative way. If we can contain its destructiveness and limit or even stop the bad apples from abusing it, AI should have a much more positive impact on the world as a whole, and could almost certainly lead to extreme discoveries in many scientific fields. Anyways, I think that'll be about it for this video. I would really love to hear what you think about my take on this. If you did enjoy this video, please leave a like, I would really appreciate it. And consider subscribing if you want to see more content like this. I do a variety of content, mainly gaming and discussion based, but I'm trying to get more into discussion based and balance gaming out. But if any of those sounded interesting, consider subscribing. Overall, have a good day. This is Kenji, and I am out.